Hey, everybody, back to the Kids at Heart podcast. I'm Mike, here's Em and Joe. Em, how's it going?
Super excited. For those of you who are watching, this is actually our fifth take. It's been an amazing journey, and I'm really appreciative of Joe and Mike to co-host this show with me. Joe, what's going on? How are you?
I'm doing well. Just kind of excited to be here again. Like I'm really happy with how the first episode turned out. Really appreciate the comments, the fact that lots of people watched it. Like we're well over 100 views now, and that's awesome. So there's a bit of pressure for this one to be equally as good. But yeah, we've got some good stuff to talk about.
Okay, we're actually gonna be talking about the best starter kit for amateur builders, Hexa Gear, Gunpla, 30 minutes missions, and Mecha Musume kits. But before that, we're gonna be playing a little game. Joe and Mike, I hope you guys are ready. It's a pretty simple game.
All right.
I think
Throw your worst at us.
Okay, so this is how it's gonna work. Every week we're gonna take turn in asking one question to the other two persons, and whoever gets it correct, you guys will be awarded 1 point, and whoever gets it wrong, you're gonna be awarded, well, not awarded, you get -1 point. So
Jeopardy rules.
I'll start this week. I think you'll need your paper and pen ready.
Okay.
And you need to have your answer within 5 seconds. No, just kidding.
Okay.
All right. Question for this week. Who is the main guy behind the Hexa Gear design? Who's the main guy who designed or illustrates the Hexa Gear? No, you cannot show your answer first.
What?
Yeah,
we have to show our answers at the same time.
Together.
Oh, okay.
I didn't.
Sorry.
But
never mind.
Mike wasn't looking. Yeah, mine wasn't looking. Okay, you ready? So the question is, who's the main person who designed all these amazing Hexa Gear kits? 3, 2, 1, go.
Mine's
Moruga.
backwards.
Yeah, mine looks backwards too, but Moruga.
Yeah, that's the same as mine.
Okay, so well, I guess you guys know your Hexa Gear stuff. Easy questions. Both of you get 1
I thought
point.
you were gonna throw something hard at us.
This is the first time. We're just gonna start off easy. So have mercy on me points. Next week. Giving away points. Wow, Joe, I'll remember that.
I'll show you next time, Joe.
We'll show you next time, Joe. Okay, so both of you guys, you have 1 point. And how is this gonna work? It's gonna be accumulated. It's like earning that experience point, and hopefully by the end of this year, we'll see who gets the most point. Viewers, please place your bet, Joe, Mike, or me, myself, and then the winner probably gonna get nothing. I don't know, man.
Bragging rights.
Yeah, bragging rights.
Smarty pants of the podcast.
Smarty pants. Okay. Yeah. Speaking of the last episode, I really appreciate all the comments, and the support. I think at one time we had about 10 or 12 viewers during the live or premiere that we did. It was an experience. What do you guys think? You enjoy it, the live thing?
I did. I enjoyed it because, well, at a smaller scale, it was a lot easier to keep up with the chat. I'll tell you, I've been in some live premieres where like the chat is just scrolling constantly. I mean, we can aim to be there at some point, but it's kind of nice to be a little chill on YouTube for once.
I thought it was fun. I thought it had it was neat. It was more people than I was expecting.
Same.
And it was awesome because it was like, like
we had a lot of positive energy is what it was.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, so now that we have done the first episode, how do you guys feel? Was there any Okay, let's be real here. Was there any expectation?
Well, I was waiting for the endorsements to start rolling in, but I'd never heard from anybody. So
Yeah. Here, where's my free stuff?
Where's my free stuff? Where's our free stuff?
Yeah.
yes, with gamer fuel, drink gamer fuel.
Yeah. Don't you know who we are? Instead, and words like that.
I thought more than 100 views. That's actually a good start. I don't know. Just for me, I really like the number like 100. I think okay, I think that should be our benchmark for now. You know, we should aim to
I'd say
be.
so.
But hey, you know, we just want to have fun at the same time, and you know,
Yeah.
we're not going for any competition or anything. We're just here, you know, just to chill out and talk about hobby, toys and stuff.
Mhm.
To have fun. And I'll say the last episode, a lot of fun. And from what I'm hearing from other people who've, like reached out to me, they're saying that that fun was felt. They could feel how much we were having a good time with that, and they really enjoyed that. The overall atmosphere of the last episode. So as long as we keep that up, every time, just knock it out of the park every time, we should be fine.
Yeah. It'll be super easy. That's kind of why we have like, it's fun for us and we want it to be fun for you, which is why we're trying to include like your comments. So if you have questions, leave them so that we can talk about them. So it's kind of like you're in the conversation too.
Mm-hmm. I think we have some comments from the last episode, right? I think so.
All right, let's read some comments from YouTube. Actually, I've got one here that I want to highlight. This one wasn't a comment on YouTube. It was a question that was sent to me directly on Discord from Atros, who I know from the Mecha Girl Model Builders HQ Discord. And he asks what our opinions are on the Hexa Gear Steel Rain Kit. I think Joe would be equipped to answer this one.
All right. So it isn't necessarily the best kit to start with. If you haven't built anything in the Hexa Gear line, I wouldn't necessarily go for it right away. The reasoning is it suffers from some really great engineering that also is a weak point. So it's a transformable helicopter kit, which I do have here. Hopefully we can show it off, but it's a very large helicopter that transforms into a mecha. The engineering in it is actually really, really cool. The problem is the hip joints. There's 7 joints from hip to ankle. That means that they can all move in very different directions because of the transformation. And it makes it kind of unstable. So it transforms, like the actual transformation process is great. The build is awesome. It's fairly easy. It's a really big kit. There's a lot to it, but it's not, if you're just building it straight out of the box, you don't plan on painting it, you don't have anything to thicken up joints that might be a bit loose, you need to do that, because without a stand, it'll keel over, and if you have it beside anything else, it might take those out. It's definitely something you might want to invest in later on, maybe just for the helicopter mode, because it comes with a ton of really, really cool stuff. Or if you buy it as like a parts thing, right? Like you want to use pieces of it to customize further. But it's hard to recommend straight out of the box without any sort of modification because it's unstable. Hopefully that answers your question.
Right. I think that was a pretty good answer, pretty thorough. Thank you, Joe. And then let's see. Oh yes, so plenty of really good comments, really positive feedback on YouTube comments, which is unlike most other videos that I've seen, which is great. We appreciate all the comments. But we got one here from Bravefish 90s Things, and he says, "Hey guys, first off, wanted to say thanks for that awesome vid. Love seeing you all. Loved hearing the stories. Had at least one question for y'all. I've asked this before and I have been answered before, but as far as the Hexa Gear line, what would be your preferred starting point?" And I think that's a fantastic question. So fantastic that's actually today's topic that we're going to be talking about. But before we actually get into that, let's talk about giveaways.
Right, for giveaway, this is what we're gonna be doing for the first time ever. I've actually not done this before on my channel. And by the way, thank you so much for subscribing. We have about 900 subscribers right now, 100 away from the next milestone. So I'm very excited. But yeah, I'm feeling generous. We are feeling generous. So we're gonna be giving out one access for the Discord server. It's actually a private, exclusive server for everybody around the world. We just, hang out, chit chat. It's actually a very small group of us, but hey, it's cozy. I like it. And yeah, what do we talk about in the server, guys? I think we talk about a lot of things.
Talk about
Yep.
everything. We talk about Hexa Gear. We talk about toy and action figure collection, toy photography, and we talk a lot about TV,
Wordle,
movies, video
man.
games. Oh yeah,
Lately we have
we
been
talk about
lately we have been doing wordles, and this is the funny thing, like those of us who live in Asia, we get the word for the next day first.
yeah, you guys do.
Yeah.
So we're trying to beat each other's score and be like, okay, can you get it in 3 tries? Oh yeah.
The Discord, if you like what you see and hear here, like the banter and stuff, the Discord is the text version of this.
Yeah, basically.
Really, like it's us hanging out and talking about what we love, just like this, but text.
Batman.
Batman.
Spider-Man.
Yes, we have voice chat channels that we rarely use, so please come
The
in
lounge.
and give us a reason to talk.
Yeah.
No,
Hey, I
that's
was just
mainly because
there.
we just have a hard time getting together, finding times to get together, but we do have that capability and we are trying to arrange for more meetups so we can just hang around and chat.
Yeah. So far it's been great. I feel like it's a very positive community, and everybody just supporting one another, and it's kind of it's great to have such a diverse group of people with different interests, but it's still the same category, right? So we just talk about a bunch of stuff, and it's fun, right? So I want to invite you guys. Okay, we're gonna be giving out one. So this is very, very special. That one special invitation link from us. But first, I think Joe has the giveaway mechanism.
So it's going to require a little bit of prep work. Basically, you need to, step one is follow each of us, all 3 of us, on Instagram. We have our tags posted and stuff. So you need to follow each of us.
Mm-hmm.
You need to leave a comment on this video with your Instagram tag, because we need to be able to verify that you're following us, as well as your favorite kit, right, that you've built or that you want to build if you're new to the hobby, but your favorite kit, leave that in the comment with your Instagram tag. And what's the last thing? Yeah, we will draw a winner.
How long do people have, Joe?
They have until the end of the month. So March.
Plenty of time.
Oh yeah,
Plenty of time.
So I think this is thank you, Joe. So I think this is what we're gonna do. I hope you guys can see like the background, this graphic. This is actually our username on Instagram, but we also have this link in the description, so you guys can go ahead and do that. But for the giveaways, I think this is what I would do. I'm gonna pin the comment, so it's gonna appear on the top of the comment section. Then you guys can just kind of follow along, like very simple, right? Like easy steps, just follow us and then answer the questions, and we will let the random generator decide who shall be that lucky person for our first ever giveaway. All right, guys, let's talk about toys, people. Let's talk about toys. Let's talk about the best kit for the best starter kit for amateur builders, and I'm still I'm still relatively new in this hobby. I haven't built a lot of Gunpla or any of the Mecha Musume kit, but Mike is gonna educate us on some of these things. Of course, we're gonna talk about Hexa Gear. We're gonna talk about 30 minutes missions. So let's get started with which one should we start first, people?
Let's start with
Hmm.
Gunpla.
Gunpla.
Joe,
the
what
one
do you
that
think?
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll start with that because it's the one that everybody kind of knows when you want to get into the hobby. You've seen them basically everywhere. You know, like and they're numerous, and there's a ton of stuff, which is also a good reason to talk about it, because there's a lot out there, and you might think, where do I start? And
Mhm.
what I would recommend is starting with something like their 1/144 scale, like high grade universal century stuff. So like something this size, it's not gigantic. It won't take up a ton of space. They go together fairly quick. You don't have to worry about a ton of parts, like a overly complicated internal skeleton. They're quick, they're fun, and they end up looking great. They're posable, and they're not overly expensive. It's a good entry point
Mhm.
to get you into the idea of what it's going to take, both, you know, tool wise and just
Mhm.
time wise, to get into the hobby.
Right. It's a very good testing ground. There's some really cool designs in the HG line, and I think right now is probably one of the best times to get into Gunpla, into the HG line. I feel like it's probably the most accessible. If you're in the US, there's more places that are starting to carry Gunpla kits, Hobby Lobby, Target. You're starting to see them pop up in those kind of places. GameStop has been carrying them for a while. But like the latest stuff that Target had for a like a temporary exclusive with the Gundam Breaker Battlogue series, any of those, they, from what I've been seeing and what I've been hearing, I haven't built any of them. It's there's been improvements. Like, so you take a look at the what's it, that the reverse Astray, which is the black and
Mhm.
red frame Astray. Its engineering is a little bit different from the previous HG kit, so it's not just a recolor. They've also made some improvements in the engineering in it, which I think it's a great thing, because that was one of my first kits that I built in the Gunpla line. Was that one? It was probably like my second one. And if I was to make a personal recommendation, it would probably be that kit out of the Battlogue line that's currently going on right now.
Wow. I think what we can do is that we can actually put some links into the description. So, you know, if you guys are interested to check out these things, you can just click the link, right, to see how it looks like and how much is it. But yeah, I don't have much to say about Gunpla. I've only built a couple of them. Of course, the RX 7802. I think that was the 144th. And yeah, so it's from Bandai, one of the biggest toy manufacturer in the whole world. And speaking of Bandai, I've got this thing, which I think is also a pretty good, like a starter kit. This is a 30 minutes missions Alto, I think. It's also one,
Mhm.
is it 144 or is this 100?
I don't think they give them a scale. I think they're considered scaleless. But if you were to compare them, they're a little bit, well, some of them are a little bit smaller than most HG Gundam kits.
Yeah,
So they're about the size.
I think
So
they're
they,
about the
and
size.
I
Mm-hmm,
think what's great about the 30 minutes missions kits is that
mm-hmm.
you can swap out parts and weapons with a lot of the high grade Gundam stuff. So you got
Yeah.
weapons from, like, weapon packs from 30-minute missions, you can slap them onto a Gunpla. You have stuff from,
Mm.
like a
Mm-hmm.
backpack or like some shoulder cannons from a Gunpla, you can slap it on a 30 minutes mission. They are fantastic. And that Alto right there, that's such a good kit.
And it's very affordable too. I think this is like, you know, one of the cheapest plastic model kits out there. And this is what I usually tell people. If you want to practice painting, airbrushing or whatever, you can use 30 minutes missions to practice your painting and to just kind of get a feel to it, because it is not too, I mean, even though it's cheap, but it doesn't look too cheap, you know, like the
It
designs are
doesn't. It really
good.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the
And
designs
Yeah,
are
they're
good.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, the designs
Sorry.
are varied too. So you have stuff like the
Mhm.
Alto, which is a really great, basic frame that they start off in. And then like the
Mhm.
follow-up to the Alto was the Rabiot, which is
Mhm.
supposed to be like a souped up Alto, but is, a little chunkier, which I like. I
Yeah.
like a chunkier mech. I
Mhm.
gave him an extra set of guns right there that I got from the weapon pack for the Rabiot,
Wow, that's
which is
cool.
great. And they come in such great colors too.
Oh yeah, and they have different colors as well. So let's say over here, this is like the white and gray ones, but
Hmm.
I think they've got like orange or like black, and yeah, there's actually a variety of colors, and it's very affordable.
Hmm.
I think this is pretty good kit.
And then
Yeah.
also, if you don't like kind of like the blocky looking like robots and stuff, what they got right there, they've also got like
Mhm.
a new faction that they introduced recently, the Spinatio.
Oh,
Here's like the
yeah, yeah.
Spinatio Ninja, which is
Hmm.
probably one of my favorite 30-minute mission kits so far.
Wow.
And none of these are really all that difficult to build, honestly. It's in the name. They
yeah.
Well, one
they
thing, yeah,
expect that
about the
you'd be able
name.
to do it within 30 minutes. And in all
No,
in all
it's a
honesty,
lie.
if you don't care about like, nub removal or anything, you can take 30 minutes. But honestly, they've done
Mhm.
really well in their like gate placement for nubs. You get minimal nub marks with these things. They
Mhm.
they clean up really easy, really fast. I usually take about like 3 hours put together one, but I'm just too much of a perfectionist sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think it takes 30 minutes mission. I mean 30 minutes. I don't know. Joe, do you build these things?
I've built one. It
Hmm.
took me about 2 hours, but it's because I was really concerned with like, you know, cleaning it up and stuff.
Right.
It's in the queue to paint. So I have a lot of things in the queue to paint. But one of the nice things too, like to touch back on you guys saying like there's a lot of different colors that you can get. So
Hmm.
if you don't paint, like you can mix and match and get a really good color combo or even buy something just straight out of the box. Like
Hmm.
they're really, really accessible kits because the Alto comes in a dozen different color combos that
Hmm.
you don't have to worry that like, oh, but it's not going to be as good because I don't paint it or I don't detail it. Like you don't have to. And you know,
And they come with
they're
there's so many accessories that are out there to
oh
like
yeah.
you can have a dozen altos and make them all look completely different with using accessories. Give them different weapons. There's different armors that you can slap onto them. There's different
Hmm.
accessories. You can swap limbs. You can swap everything. I've seen some people build some crazy things out of 30 minutes missions that don't look like what they're supposed to look but look really
Yeah.
dang cool.
They also have like weapon and explosion effect kits. So
Hmm.
if you
Oh
want to build
yeah.
like little dioramas, they have like bases for them that look like city parts or like underwater
Hmm.
stuff. Like it's a brilliant line.
It is. It absolutely is.
Definitely like you can and that's I think to add on to the fact that like yes, like they can take 30 minutes, but you can also spend a lot of time and really, really do it like really, really well. So even if you never really venture outside the 30-minute missions line, like you can do a lot with it.
Hmm.
And what else? I think for Mecha Musume kit, we just Joe and I we're just gonna leave it to the expert in this group, which is Mike. Mike has built a ton lately, right? So
I
maybe you
have.
can share with us. Yeah, you can share with us like which is that one kit with in terms of price or design or I don't know availability that you think people would appreciate.
I've got some good recommendations.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's actually staying within the family of the 30-minute missions, which is the 30-minute sisters, the line that Bandai put out recently. Um, basically trying to compete with Kotobukiya and their uh, Girlpla lines that they have, which I am a huge fan of Kotobukiya. I'm a huge Kotobukiya fanboy. And in all honesty, if it wasn't for 30-minute missions and 30-minute sisters, there wouldn't be a whole lot that I would be following with Bandai. And in all honesty, I was actually very skeptical when I first heard about 30-minute sisters. But all it took was just building one of them to see just how great a quality these kits are. This one's the Rashetta kit, which I have used her speed armor, which is an option set of armor you can get on her to like beef her up. It's actually really cool. She's got a really cool like, you know, tiger sort of pattern to it. And I also used an option set of hair to give her different hair, which is what I love about this line. There's so many like, you know, different hair accessories, different body accessories, different armors that you can slap on and make them look completely different. So like for instance, here's Rashetta. I bought 2 Rashetta kits when I got her. And here's one, and all the differences is that she's got different hair. But using some more option parts, here's also Rashetta looking completely different. This is my, you know, Motoko Kusanagi inspired version, you know, from 30 Minute Sisters, which uses the Rashetta's option body, but it uses the same limbs, uses the same head. I use different hair. Here's a weapon from the Alto 30-minute missions Alto weapons options pack, and then swords in a backpack from 30-minute missions Sengoku weapon set. So you can see like everything that's made for 30-minute missions is compatible with these. And it's the same thing with like most Gunpla. I've been seeing a lot of people like sticking like these girl heads on Gunpla to make it look like the old Bandai, you know, what was it, Mobile Armor Girl or whatever the line that they used to have. And they're fantastic. They are not that expensive. They were very hard to find whenever they first came out because like everybody was getting them. But now that they've been out for a little while, they're a lot easier to find. They're not as expensive as Kotobukiya kits, but they are, and that's not to their detriment either. They are high quality plastic, easy builds, and they just look fantastic once you have them built. I highly recommend the 30-minute Sisters line for anybody, honestly.
So I guess for Mecha Musume kits, you've got Bandai, which is the 30 minutes sisters. And for Kotobukiya, you've got the Frame Arms Girl,
Right.
as well as the Megami device, which is a little bit more expensive, right?
It is a little bit more expensive. They're a little smaller than the frame arms, but they've got a lot more articulation and usually like a lot more accessories to them to where you can build them in either one of 2 modes of either armored or unarmored, which is kind of like the appeal to it, but they only give you enough stuff in the box to build one or the other. You can't have like 2 of them, like, you know, that's what everybody's dream is, but no, Kodo would rather you buy 2 kits to do that.
Yeah. And the Chinese company too, New Tricks. No, not New Tricks.
Nuke Matrix. That's one of my favorites. They're one of the up and coming that I absolutely adore. Joe just recently built one of their kits.
Yep, I can second. It's my first of like a Girlpla kit, but
wow,
she is incredible. Like it is, yeah, like speechless. Like it was a fun build. It looks so good when it's done. It's super articulated. Like just the styling, like the head sculpt for that helmet. Like I wish I could get a clearer shot of it. I will post pictures because I still have to detail it and stuff. But like this was my first, and it was not a difficult build. The instructions are super clear. Like there's only one little bit of a, you know, an optional piece that's kind of, you know, they should have been a little bit more clear in the instruction. Mike knows what I'm talking about. There's like a wire that they tell you to trim, but don't tell you exactly where or how to finish it off. But they give you 2 wires for when you mess it up.
Which is a good thing because I messed it up the first time around.
Yeah, but yeah, I would recommend if you know, if you've built, maybe even if you haven't built, but like this, yeah, she's what's her full name? Fox, the Fox long range kind of sniper type. She's got
long range,
absolutely awesome sniper rifle that can also be, like, barrels can be swapped out for like a more close range weapon. Yeah,
she's a fantastic kit. She's one that I keep saying was my favorite kit all around for 2021. Fantastic. I recommend her to anybody, no matter your skill level. I think with most, honestly,
kit, maybe not
a starter kit, like if you're first getting into model building, but you know,
definitely down the line.
If you're first getting into Girlpla, I think it's not a bad one to pick up. I've known, you know, Joe is just one of 2 people on the Discord server that's discussed it, that it was your first Girlpla kit, and then just absolutely fell in love with it after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other one is Bravefish, right?
Yes, yes. Bravefish had a is wait, no. Bravefish has built one. I've built one. Actually,
Who's the
Bravefish
other
has
one?
built two.
There's another person who has built like quite a
Rejected
few
Mind.
too.
Rejected
Yeah.
Mind is the guy who built the other one. It was his
Oh,
first Girlpla kit also,
okay. Yeah,
and
that's
he loved
cool.
it. And now he's like pretty much slid down that rabbit hole to a whole
Thank you,
new other
Mike.
line of stuff to buy. Oh
Thank
yeah,
you, Mike.
I am bad about that. I
Yeah.
am bad for a wallet.
We but that's something that's really neat. And you know, if you win the Discord giveaway, like there's so many different things that you kind of that we talk about and we're interested in, and that maybe you had no interest in before. You know, you saw them and thought, oh, that's cool. Like Girlpla, like it was never really on my radar. And then, you know, watching you guys talk about it and like post pictures and stuff, you're like, maybe I should give this a try. And
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like it's great. Like we joke that we like poison each other and like abuse each other's wallets and stuff, but honestly, like it's a good community. Like, and it's part of the reason we're doing the podcast is like, you know,
Yeah.
like we want you to be involved. We want you to get into this because there's so much stuff, so many different things you can build, you know, that isn't
Or
just
collect.
yeah, or collect. Oh yeah, we'll get to the action figures and stuff too.
Yeah,
But
because I never thought I would buy myself an action figure until I
Ooh.
saw Joe posting stuff, and I had to.
Yeah. I think we
I
have
had
to
to see what
show
it was all
off.
about.
We have to show off that Detective Smith one of these days, because I think all of us we have it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we just talk about the most random things on Discord. I think it was last week when Batman came out. We talk about the Batmobile for like, okay, you know, where do you get this 1/18th scale car? And oh wait, they've got it in the 1/24th as well.
1/24 scale. It's like,
Yeah, we'd be like,
oh,
oh, you know, that's
yep.
like so tempting. But yeah, speaking of 1/24th scale, we're gonna end this episode, you know, of course, with Hexa Gear, right? And one of the cool things that we just discovered as a group, as a team, is that I think we built almost 90% of the Hexa Gear kit, you know.
yeah, between the three of us.
Yeah,
Or
between
it's
the
Joe's built most of them, and we just filled in the gaps.
yeah, yeah, sounds more like yeah. So Hexa Gear,
Yeah.
sorry, Joe.
No, I was just saying. Yeah, I was just agreeing.
Yeah, so we're gonna share with you guys on what's the best Hexa Gear starter kit. And for me, I'm gonna go with, okay, so for those of you guys, if you're not familiar with Hexa Gear, basically, you know, you've got these pilots, right? These little pilots right here. It's 7.5 centimeter. I think it's close to 3 inches, right? So highly articulated. This is a plastic model kit. And of course, they've got the Hexa Gear, you know, like the mecha, right? So over here, and you can actually put the pilot into the mecha. So yeah, these two right here, I would say that these are probably my recommendation. If you want to get started with the governor, this is the Warmage, and it actually has two. This is the Cerberus.
Yeah, that's a Warmage Cerberus.
Yeah, and they've got another one which is a Hetzer, and I really like this one. So in terms of governor, this is what I would recommend you guys. What about the two
Yeah,
of you?
when it comes to governors, I'd say those are really good to like start with, just to see what it's all about. But I've known people who've been burned by it because certain governors don't
Mhm.
have like completely unpainted heads, and they may not want to paint or may not paint, and it doesn't really
Yeah.
look, you know, as good and maybe disappointing. But like the one that you just recommended, the Warmage Cerberus, which look at this, that like awesome rifle it comes with. So Warmage Cerberus also has what's it, Warmage Hetzer along with
Mhm.
him. You know, these two, this was Warmage Hetzer was my very first Hexa Gear kit. He was my first governor.
Wow.
And this guy was awesome. He was absolutely awesome. For one, I was completely shocked by like how tiny he is. I didn't realize how small 124 scale was. And I built this guy and I was like, wow, this is really cool. And then you can't really get to know Hexa Gear by just building governors, honestly. Hexa
Yep.
Gear, yeah, part of it is the governors, and I love them because they make something with like really cool looking, like they look like they're full of personality, just like straight out of the box. But you got to get a vehicle, and I completely second M's recommendation for a bulk arm. Here's my bulk arm right here that I pulled off the shelf. Here's the jungle type.
Damn, son.
I've got him equipped with the Blazebore's cannons that I stuck
Yeah,
on there, and
that's so cool.
a Blazebore shield right here. And I gave him. No, he came with this rifle. Yeah, and he comes with an axe, and then he comes with like this artillery cannon, which is like really cool. But
Yeah,
this guy, I like the jungle type one. I like the
this is the
weaponry he
blue
comes
one.
with. Yeah, that's the regular
I have
alpha,
the
and this is
blue.
the alpha jungle
Yeah.
type.
Yeah, so I think for the both of us, we're kind of on the same page, you know, the Warmage and the Bulkarm. I think this is a good start.
Yeah, sorry, I decided I had to go grab my my lumberjack just because I wanted to kind of show a bit of a difference too. But again,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I triple. What am I thinking of? You seconded it. I thirded it. That's the one. Boy,
Yeah.
it's late. It's it's midnight here. But yeah, like a bulk arm. So this is the alpha, just the standard version. But I have a couple extra bits. I've got a shoulder cannon, some guns and stuff. But like it's a quick build. It's easy, but also like it looks more complex than it is. Like it goes together really, really well, but there's so many really gorgeous like molded details that you can pick out if you want to paint it or not. But it's just, you can do so much with them, and like on its own it looks cool. It's really well articulated for a stocky kind of chunky bot. This thing can get in any sort of pose you want it to.
Yeah,
Like
they are very cool.
It's so awesome. I definitely think like, so this is my like custom lumberjack. So it's the same
that's
base,
so awesome.
the same base as the alpha. It's just I've customized it with some modeling support good stuff, the MSG line from Kotobukiya. So the big miniguns on the shoulders are Kotobukiya kits, the shields, the giant hands.
That is
but
awesome.
yeah, like you can do so much with this line. And if you want to paint it, like they're like just this beautiful canvas. Like it's got a lot of flat surfaces, so like stuff goes on really, really well. And there's tons of room for decals and water slides and custom paint stuff. And
absolutely,
like I would, again, I third the Warmage Hetzer as being like, I think the best governor out there. But I would also highly recommend, if you can get them, because they're re-releasing them, is the early governor volume 1 or 2 or 3, whichever coloration you want. But they're glorious.
These guys, yeah, they are fantastic. I'm trying to get this guy to focus, but
I know,
I
right?
completely agree with with Joe on this. These guys are a fantastic governor, and for what you get in the box for the price you pay is quite the value. You will never use all of the weapons that he comes with, on a single guy. So he is practically an armory for the rest of your governors that may not have weapons.
Yeah, there's 6 heads in each box. Like so many hands, you'll never use them again. So many weapons. I have 13 early types.
Wow.
And so I have so many guns, you can't do anything. So like even if you're buying the triple pack of the Night Stalkers that don't have guns, yeah, they all get extra guns. It's wonderful.
Yeah, and I think for the Bulkarm Alpha, it's like the cockpit, which I think is pretty cool. Over here, I actually opened it up. Like you can actually put the governor in it, and then you can just like close it, and just, I mean, it's awesome, guys. It's awesome.
I will say is like there was a smart move on Kotobukiya when they put together
Mhm.
that instructions and putting it together and had you put together the cockpit first, because that cockpit is awesome. Just the way it opens up and you have the
Yeah.
seat inside for the governor, and the governor fits just perfectly in there. It is beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's like one of the best aspects of that kit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's what sold me on that, because like the opening cockpit gimmick was like the thing I was looking for, and the fact that it opens in multiple stages, like
Mhm.
I love the idea that there's like multiple. Oh, it's so good. I just can't even wrap my head around it. It's so good.
And I swear,
Yeah.
even if you just use, say, like a Gundam marker and colored in like the pistons or something like that, it makes it pop. I swear, there's so
Yep.
much detail, molded detail on the Hexa Gear kits that, it's so easy to make them just pop a little bit and just look that much better.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know about you guys, but for me, I don't usually get like double, unless I really like it. So the Bulkarm Alpha, I actually get the original blue one and the jungle type. So I mean, yeah, I just
Mhm.
man, it's just so great.
No, I completely agree, because I hate building the same thing over and over again. But I
Yeah.
built 2 bulk arms, and I built the bulk arm Loudgale. So that's like
Yeah.
3 bulk arms there. And I will build more bulk arms if I can get my
Yeah.
hands on them.
And Joe has how many Bulkarm?
So I have 3 of the alphas. So
Mhm.
2 jungle types, 1 of the standard blue type, and then I have a lumberjack and 2 of the Bulkarm betas,
Mhm,
which are the ones with like the hover unit feet too.
mhm.
And then I have 2 loud gales and the glands.
Mm.
I love that kit.
Yeah.
It is great. It's
Because you like
I think it's my favorite
Transformers.
mecha. Well, there's
Because you
that
like
too, yeah.
Transformers.
If it transforms to like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
loud gale.
But yeah,
Like,
honestly, if I was gonna say, if you're gonna buy one vehicle for Hexa Gear, make it a bulk
Mhm.
arm, because that thing is just, it is sweet,
Yeah.
no
And
matter
it's
which
it's
one you get.
yeah, sorry. And it's really like a good starter kit,
Mhm.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think we have covered all 4 lines. You think?
Yeah.
I thought those are really good, for you guys who are thinking of exploring other lines, you know. I think, yeah, I hope that this video helps you guys to really make a decision, and I think we can wrap it up. You think?
Yeah, I think so. That was a
Is
lot of
there
good
anything
stuff that we talked
else?
about today.
Yeah, the giveaways, guys.
Oh
Join the
yeah, giveaway,
giveaways, and we're gonna welcome you to our Discord family community.
our inner
And
circle.
yes, maybe.
yes. Hmm.
And what else? What else? I think that's all right. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you, Joe and Mike. I know it's late in the States and Canada right now. And for those of you guys who are watching, really appreciate your support. And you guys can continue supporting this channel by sharing, liking, subscribing. Or if you're looking to get any of the kits, you can actually use this link in HobbyLink Japan. If you shop on HobbyLink Japan, link in description. I think that's it. I will see you
Yeah,
guys
HobbyLink
the next
carries
time.
about like everything that we talked about.
Yes, that too. So see you guys the next episode. Thank you, Joe. Thank
Leave
you, Mike. Thank you,
comments.
everybody. Yes,
Leave
comments
comments.
too.
Leave
We're gonna read
comments
your comments. The good ones, or the bad ones, or the ugly ones.
or the bad ones.
Oh, if I find some really bad ones, I'm going to definitely read those.
Yes.
Yes, and we're gonna roast. No roasting. Maybe. Who knows? All right, ciao, guys.
All right.
See ya.
See ya.